Hi guys, it's me, Joseph Anderson again, and for this video, I have a question to ask you guys. Have you ever heard a song before and you thought to yourself, this is gonna remind me of that person, or it reminds me of this group, but then you hear the lyrics to the song more in depth, or you see it in caption form, and you're like, that's a dead ringer to that guy. That's a dead ringer to that group or that person in general. So I'm like, yeah, I plan on doing this song review for when I talk about the President of the United States, Donald Trump, for his first term, winning with number 45, and at for some odd reason, the American people wanted a second helping of Trump, so they elected him again for the second time around to be number 47. I don't get what they were on, or why they did it, but maybe they just believed his lies and all that shit. But I never even voted for that at all. Neither my father or my aunt. But yeah, I heard this song Drain Pool by Drain Pool called Fires. And the full name of the song is Let the Bodies Hit the Floor, Let the Bodies Hit the Floor, Let the Bodies Hit the Floor. So I thought to myself, that this song might be funny to describe Trump and his presidency, but then I thought I might well hear the song again, refresh my memory a little bit, and I heard the lyrics and I saw them in the caption form, on the caption on the YouTube. So then I was like, oh my god, I have to do this song for this guy, because almost every lyric can be applied to his presidency and the madness and chaos of the Trump White House. And oh my god, it's so accurate at how he does everything. It's amazing, actually. Anyway, I will try my best to remember this thing, because there are 7 points that I want to get across from the lyrics of the song. As a plot to Trump's first 4 years, and in his first 10-11 months as president for round number 2, unfortunately. So, here we go. And I'm also going to include some of the imagery and the ideas from the video itself. So if I missed something, I'm sorry, but I'm hopefully going to get to everything I want to say about the presidency and the song to go with it too. Now, I probably should tell you before I do anything, this is going to go into some very dark and disturbing territory, even for me. Also, the video itself for Dragon Pool's Let the Bodies Hit the Floor has a bit of a seizure warning to it. So if you're sensitive to full sensitive seizures, do not watch it at all. Try something else or watch the lyric version of the song, because it can induce epileptic seizure in those that are sensitive to it, because there are many flashing lights in the whole thing. So now, first we see a catatonic patient mentally disturbed patient in in a hospital or something, or maybe in an asylum, and he keeps saying the phrase. He keeps saying the phrase. The, the guy singing the song, the guy being the lead singer for Drain Pool, is saying that the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Now let the bodies hit the floor. Now, this is just like a regular thing, but then it's let the bodies hit the floor, and then yell at the guy at point blank range, to the point that this guy actually squints and goes, like painful. That shouldn't happen. But I can't apply this to Donald Trump because of his policies and his taking away of certain things. For example, during the first presidency of Trump, he decided to strip away I forget the chief name, but the Center for Disease Control. He limited it or took it out of the picture altogether right before COVID struck. So that was a really genius boneheaded move to take that away right when we need it the most. And the fact that he was denying COVID with so serious left and right, say that would go away by, I think it was Easter or May or something like that, warm weather and that kind of thing. So, 1 million plus people died on his watch because of his mishandling of that little event. But he doesn't care. He didn't care. He just put it off like a big joke. And he blamed Joe Biden, of course, Obama first, then Biden, and with the cupboards being bare and all that. It's just like bullshit and stuff like that. So, meanwhile, he was just sitting pretty with the best medical care money or the government can buy. So there was that little thing. And then there was the country, USA, across the world, being that we provide many life-saving medical technology and breakthroughs to poor people around the world, especially the kids. Some of them in Africa, some of them in South Asia and whatnot. So that death toll so far is somewhere in the neighborhood of 400 to 600 million children. So that's a real change. And yet the body count will still go up more, especially with his little advances in the war field. Because it looks like that we're gonna go into war with Venezuela, probably Mexico, and on top of that, Nigeria too. Among many others in the future. And by the way, don't buy into the whole thing about him ending 8 wars. Personally, it would be 10 and 12, and then we had a really old Messiah. So don't believe all that hogwash about all that stuff. Let me see. Some also repeats itself when it comes to that talking about the biceps before, and something's God gave it, and it has 1, 2, and 3, and I think 4 too. But anyway, the thing about that is that when you talk about that, he's talking about his own mental capacity and the fact that he's fighting enemies that don't really exist. like the Democratic threat, to blame everybody but himself for his dumbass policies, and that something gotta give as far as some his boneheaded, stupid policies aren't working right, and he's destroying America and our allies with his economic and trade policies and stuff, which are not working in the long run or the short run. So something gotta give with that before the American people lose their patience. And something were to happen to him, like impeachment, or something rather like that. Now, this all video takes place inside a mental hospital or an asylum, like I mentioned before, so it doesn't exactly ring hollow that that's where our favorite President Demento belongs. If this was a Dutch world, he'd be impeached and get some treatment for medical whoopsies. And then there's always the line, push me again. Push me again. This is the end. Now, I don't think I have anything for the end with the Trump presidency because it looks like it'll be on and on until possibly the midterms. Then the Democrats will have power to throw his orange ass out of the White House. But when I just say push me again, that could mean that the Epstein files could be a breaking point for him, or it could be like another poking the bear type of thing. And it's also the fact that Marjorie Green just is resigning the last day sometime in January, but she's still done with the GOP and that kind of thing. So that's good, even though I thought she was batshit nuts to begin with. Always fighting with Trump and all that other junk too. And and the fact that his tariffs and his stuff, the policies which he called brilliant and good long-term strategy and this and that, it really isn't doing anything. It's another log on the fire of people discuss Trump and all that. Now, there's one line in this song that is actually really, really important to me when discussing about Trump's presidency. And that is that he's driven by hate and consumed by fear. Now, obviously, he hates immigrants. He hates the ones that are black, and he hates ones that are brown too, and possibly those that are yellow also. So he hates everybody like that does not pure white. So he also hates women as per his disgusting little piggy remark, quiet piggy on the plane, and the fact that he ignores people and poison questions of those who he doesn't particularly like ABC, CNBC, CNN, and the list goes on. Absolutely disgusting. And he's consumed by fear. By fear, I mean fear of, say, a certain list of files that were to be released that would absolutely ruin his name as being a pedophile, or maybe it's one of like the as well for let's say he's got a passion for the police, but that's why he's got a passion for police. And yeah, it's also the fact that there's other things that he probably feels like being impeached, getting laughed at, being mocked, being called stupid, being called anything else on the sun that would apply to him. I mean, one of the biggest fears that he probably had is being unpopular, not being the center of attention, as marked by when he went to for president, he would exit out of the Trump Tower in New York City, and he would wave to everybody. But yet, when he waved to people, and the camera panned to see who was even at, there was nobody there. I mean, not just one or two people, but there was no one there that wanted to see him as president. Let's see. It's also the idea that he's fearful of the police, being that he said that his name is not in the Epstein list. Meanwhile, a bunch of Republicans did release like 20,000 emails from the Epstein estate that lists him by name over 1,600 times, somewhere thereabouts. So I'm pretty sure that by that logic, he didn't have file at least once. You can probably dedicate a whole page just to Donald Trump's name beyond it, like Donald Trump's 1,500 or 1,600 times. And that will ruin his image, his filming image, which could perpetuate the idea that I personally believe he's incestuous too, besides being a pedophile, because he said on some occasion that if his daughter wasn't his daughter, he would date her. So that's really disgusting. And many people don't like that, myself included. So let's see it. Now, in the song there, the song where it said, driven by hate and consumed by fear. There's also, just before that lyric, the line, you want to be here, it's not here. So that applies to the White House. You wanted to be here, now you're here, and you're just of attention. Whether you got all the good glory, you got all the your economy, you have the good economy and stuff. You'd like to say that yours and stuff like that. But the thing of it is that well, it also comes with bad news too, bad influences, and bad that because you're the center of attention, because you're the president, you also get linked with the good stuff and the bad, like the skills, like Jeffrey Epstein, like the passport job you're doing in the economy, COVID, and the first time you were president, and like a U.S. aid and stuff, and foreign relations are going down the drain, and the fact that you're very war hungry, you're very much into setting about dictatorship, and the fact that you want to have you want to possibly, you have like all the flat labs things around here, like, regardless themed parties, and you have this big grand ballroom and this big grand idea for this arch that you're gonna put in Washington DC, and you got various monuments in mind. I'm sure he does. And meanwhile, he ended up shutting down the government for the second time as president. The first time was during his first term in office, but the second time now. How people were starving, fellow workers got were expected to work at pay for a certain amount of hours, and the food synthesizer that you caused, that you wouldn't want people to get food stamps for, that stuff for people with disabilities, the elderly, children, all that. So there's another thing you can add to the bicycle floor thing. So I also like the fact that they got the lyric in here, you're all by yourself, but you're not alone. So he might be by himself, but he always hears, I believe that he hears voices in his head, or it makes some people. That's whenever he said that. A lot of people want this, a lot of people want that, a lot of people say this, a lot of people say that. Without any specific people in general, like this person in this department says that blah 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 yaki is not eating for a precise example of something. Or like the person from accounting says blah blah blah, this that. So yeah, I believe that Donald Trump is experiencing dementia, and that he's never alone by himself. He's always got voices in his head telling him what to do. And plus, there's also the idea that Vladimir Putin is always in India too, or Xi Jinping, if I'm out in the fight, or some other autocrat / dictator always whispering sweet nothings in Donnie's ear. Let's see here, well, there, and there was one more, yeah, the fact that there's so much repetition of, of the budget floor, could resemble his repetition of whenever he says, whenever he said, there's nothing wrong with me, in the line, whenever he said, there's nothing wrong with me, and the budget of floor and stuff, he takes great pleasure in the fact that he's got administration and chaos. For the first term and the other term, the first and second terms, being that he likes chaos, he likes distractions, he thinks that all because he distracted down point A means that we're going to forget about the Epstein files, the fact that he will make us lose SNAP benefits, that he possibly could get into a war with Venezuela over nothing, and the fact that he had sunk a few boats. I think he has 20-something boats right now from Venezuela that were just fishing, doing their jobs properly. And like that, he said, the fact of tariffs and the fact about going to war with another country, those are strictly congressional powers. They are just for Congress to use. And Trump has been overriding them ever since day one. So, that's a big issue right there. So anyway, when he says that there's nothing wrong with me, the fact that he keeps repeating over and over again is a clear sign that he's mentally incapable of seeing right and wrong, or if he can't see right and wrong, it means that he's playing stupid, or that he's playing intentionally fixated. I believe either one of them, but the point is that he's mentally unstable, and therefore he should be removed from office by the 25th Amendment or by impeachment. Also, for the same matter, whenever he says things like that, I got the healthiest score on the whole test. I got the healthiest MRI that the doctor ever seen before. That's not very encouraging, especially because it's either pass or fail mark on the MRIs. Besides, you should know why a doctor is giving an MRI test. That ain't normal. Let's see it now. I also like the way he said that. I'm the healthiest president ever. He had the stooges over there say he's the best president ever. No sign of any health problems whatsoever. You just look at the guy and you think, he looks like a big balloon chasing that got sentient. I mean, he can't walk straight. He got bruises on his ankles. He got blue ankles. That thing on his hand looks like a big fungus infection. And he just like nothing's wrong with him at all. So, the people who say that I'm fine, I'm dandy, I'm all this stuff, and I go about the country, that's what you gotta look out for, because I'm healthy. Yeah, I don't ramble under everyone under the sun. Now, I'm healthy, I'm a smart boy, I'm healthy, I'm good, I'm all this stuff. I repeat that over and over again to make sure that even I believe my own life. Donald Trump is a sick man. I'm not talking about his actions here. I mean, he's really sick in the head. That he needs to be removed from office. Have all the power stripped away from him before he hurts himself or others. Yeah, I do feel sorry for Maloney and his family in this case because he's a very powerful person, but still, they're in the crosshairs of his madness and his craziness. So yeah, I think I cover all the major points of why I did that. The bicycle before really applied to Donald Trump, and that's one of my favorite bands, Drowning Pool. And the song really encapsulates his MO, if you will. Modus operandi, or the song could easily be a Donald Trump anthem, if you will. Forget about God Bless the USA, because I know that he used that for to scam people and trick them and that kind of thing. But he said, I don't care about you, I just care about your vote. Yeah, that's pretty much it. He just wanted the power and intention to get the vote. That was it. Everybody else, fuck them all. So, yeah. I think that got me pretty well here. From the repetition, the man, when you listen to his speech, he said the same thing over and over and over again. Regardless of who you're talking to. Whether you're talking to his base, the people that love him no matter what he does, to foreign dignitaries. It's like, man, know your audience. Know who you're talking to. The European leaders, the Asian leaders, the African leaders, they don't give a fuck about how you think you won the 2020 election. They don't give a shit about anything like that. They don't care about how you scammed, how you think you lost that election. They don't care about how you won 2024. They don't care how brilliant you are or how brilliant you think you are. They don't care about your brilliant economic plan. They don't care about anything. They don't care about how much you're innocent in the innocent pile, because we all know you're innocent. We all know you're guilty. You're guilty as sin. You're guilty as your name is Trump. So yeah, and unfortunately, I think that he's gonna keep on distracting us to oblivion. So a major war starts, and he's just gonna be singing his own praise like a madman, like a crazy man. I think that the next thing I'll do for him is they're coming to take me away, ha. They're coming to take me away, ho. Yeah, to the funny farm where life could be for all time. I think that's appropriate for when he does get impeached. Or when the 25th Amendment is brought up charges on him. So anyway, I thank you for watching my video on Triangle's bodies. I that's here. The main singer yelling at this mentally unstable person, much in the same way that Donald Trump actually wants to be impeached and stuff. But the persona that he always gotta be in charge, he always gotta be on top of things, it always shoves us out of the way and blurs out certain things that shouldn't blur out, like secrets and deals that he can make with foreign people and leaders of other countries and stuff. So, yeah, I think that we're pretty much doomed as far as everything goes, because they're trying to invade every facet of our nation and the economy. Pretty soon we doing it to religion. Pretty soon they'll be doing it to, let's say, video games, movies, and media and all that. Like what they do in North Korea and Russia. Unfortunately, the mayoral race in New York City kind of derailed his power grabs and dreams of grandeur. So there is hope among some other places. I would find it hilarious that Trump tried to gerrymander, or the GOP tried to gerrymander Texas, only for them to fail. Meanwhile, the same plan didn't fail in California so far, so it's gonna have the opposite effect of what Trump actually wanted to have. An unfair advantage. Meanwhile, the Democrats will have unfair advantage in the next midterms. So anyway, thank you for watch my video in which I turned this innocent song into something for Anthem for Donald Trump's presidency. And yeah, and I didn't do it for any specific holiday or really for it, but it's fun to think about. Another creative way that I can put that song that's good use. And as you can think of me, that's my happy face seal of approval because it's badass. Although I would like to give this guy a lozenge if he's still alive, because some of the lyrics in this are kind of rough on the throat, especially when you also have them. So yeah, luckily some of it is regular speaking, and the other half is screaming at the top of your lungs and repeating it. Screamo. So yeah, at the end of the video, the guy leaves the asylum and he leaves the guy alone for a change. I think you can make many scenes about how this guy looks upon himself as a body double, maybe a twin like he did in Terminator 2, and that was like a pretty good thing. I don't know if you can apply it to Trump per se. Maybe a double personality with one is seen and the other one is the one that we got in the White House. But it's very scary having the White House at this time because he's very dangerous when you have a fear of the reputation being lost when the Epstein files come to light, all of them unredacted, which I think they're going to be changed around a little bit, scrubbed of Trump's name and Trump's identity in there, make it look not good, and they'll blame the Democrats for everything. Well, we'll see. We'll see if when Christmas comes out, I think that will be released on the 19th of December, 2025. So yeah, this has been real fun. And if you like what you see here, if you want to see more of my videos, like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. Or if you want, you can contact me by calling me or texting me at 631-707-3707. Or if you want to follow me on Twitter, or actually if you prefer, at PMalcolmPro. Also, my email is jjsviewingchannel@gmail.com. So, I salute all you heavy metal giant fans, and the bias thing too is a nice song too. Very, very nice and sweet. I'll go into it right when I go to sleep. And yeah. Peace out, my brothers and sisters. And also, another thing too is that he would enjoy the interaction of January 6th. And so, I think that it's very appropriate to have bias named to him, especially because now he calls for people who kill soldiers that you don't have to begin to disobey legal orders to put to death. So there's nothing about that's a biased display. So unfortunately, he doesn't deserve to be president. He he doesn't know anything about the work ethic of being president. He just assumes that everything is my words or else. But that's beside the point. So I'll see you in the next video. All you girls and guys in internet land. Sayonara, Avia Singh, and ciao ciao.